literally what we need is voice. We need to get the technology out. I will tell you, because the technology was introduced at a sort of slim level early, we're coming back and we want to say this is new and different because of all the advances that have been programmed into the technology. It's not the same thing because that was developed to such a small extent. I think it's literally, when we talk to companies now, we have to find the right person. And ILP, I think, is skilled at that strategic thing. If we talk to the wrong person, they'll go, oh, we have one of those in a different instrument on our bench and it's working just great. But we need to get to the person who understands mechanism and kinetics and understands the value of what we do. And we know that as soon as we talk to the right person, that person goes, yes, I'm sold. If we talk to the wrong person, it's, no, we've got that covered, we'll do it the old way or the other way. So I think that's where ILP, there are people in ILP like John Roberts and Cheryl Greenberg who I've met with, know where we're at, know what we're doing, and they have our message as well. So it's very important that we communicate with members of ILP. So if they're at a meeting or something and they bump into someone, they know the message. Both Eric and I, or Eric in particular, will go to meetings and present on behalf of AQT. So we'll have posters where he can do the reach out. I don't do reach out like that because I have my MIT hat on. I talk about my research and all our different probes. So it's getting messages out. It's literally information transfer that will catalyze. As soon as we speak to the right person at any company, we find we're roaring ahead with them. And Eric's in charge of that, thank goodness, because he's really good at that. And I'd rather be in lab making new stuff. So the other thing that we think the PhosphoSense technology has, just because I didn't mention this before, it has the potential to be used all through the pipeline. We're doing some development now. It's not quite ready for prime time. That will really expand our ability to do more high throughput because of the wavelengths of fluorescence that we look at. But then you can do all the mechanism of action and validate targets. But then you can take them into cell and tissue lysates. And then if we do go beyond sort of the clinical arena, they'll be able to go beyond that. So understand, the right people are people who understand that trajectory is there as well. So titles, I'm not sure. I think people call them all different things. There are lots of companies now have chemical biology groups. Those are pretty good groups to dovetail with because they understand the value of the chemistry at the very beginning that makes the power of the tool. It's a real roller coaster ride because you don't realize at the beginning quite how much you've bitten off. And we have certain arrangements with MIT that we can use a finite amount of time and no more. So I have to be very judicious on what I do. But between Eric and I designed the business cards and I designed pictures for the website. I like doing this. I watch the television and I design things because I'm learning a lot about Photoshop and various other sort of techniques. The logo for our company, I did crowdsourcing for that. So I posted the company and what we did and got input from all over the world with suggested logos, and I eventually got a lovely logo from Spain, but we were getting them from every part of the globe, and that was unbelievably economical. We do business cards, through a company. Once you give them a design, you can get business cards really, economically. We just do so. Eric and I just have so many hats where we're trying to keep rolling. We did a demo day at the MIT VMS, the venture capital sort of group, where we were creating a 5-minute pitch that had zero science in it to tell people about what we did. It's very rewarding because it's moved so well, and other times it's kind of worrisome because we have to keep on a pace. We are on a pace, we're on a fabulous pace, but we want to take this you know, really, really fast. So I think what's happening is we're realizing how big the thing is. You know, there's taxes, there's this, there's a lot of legal stuff, there's additional patents and so on. But you know, Eric is a master of all trades, and I pitch in on every corner with little things that I can do. And you know, sometimes people like to talk to an academic first or a business person first, or sometimes we go together and do pitches. My key is to keep my time commitment to after hours or in a slim part of the week, and Eric is going flat out with his commitment, and our one staff member is working really hard with vetting all the assays and so on. So it's fun. I love the fact that something that I developed in a lab has this type of practical utility and reach. People don't get that very often, and I'm really proud of that.